this is our favorite store for sodas. They have crazy sodas like bacon soda, key lime pie, orange cream. Actually, this is Bedford's. Shout out to Port Angeles, because that's where I'm from, and they make that there. And this is also where we get our favorite diet chocolate fudge soda. Zero carbs, zero fats, no calories. It's great. It's our favorite soda. They have a ton of weird zero sodas here.
We got real cola zero. We got cream soda. We got root beer zero.
Of course, you have your Zevias.
Shout out to Roddy Piper. Rest in peace, buddy. Apparently, he has his own soda too. We got peanut butter and jelly. Anyway,
Apple pie, strawberries and cream.
we're gonna get started on my my diet phase here. So, like we did the intro video, this is our first grocery shopping session to plan out my new meal plan. And so this is kind of a random store called Glacier's Market, like 20 minutes away from where we live, and it has, like, as you can see, kind of weird stuff like the soda. So we're gonna stock up on some stuff here. And as I mentioned, I can't really do caffeine, so I have to be like super like prudent with what I choose for soda, and I can't have caffeine. So I'm looking at the bottles, making sure there's not caffeinated. So the root beer variety always is usually non-caffeinated. So we're gonna basically go through some stuff and show you the store and get my groceries for the first phase. So I'm gonna load up on some chicken breasts for this first phase, and probably some form of white fish. So right here we have. I really don't know the company, but to me it looks really good. It's trimmed, it's easy to cook right away. You could go for the cheaper kind, like this stuff right here, which is like $1.77 a pound. Phenomenal deal. But it kind of doesn't look good to me visually, and I'm like big on visual, and you have to trim it. So this is super convenient, the trim stuff that's thinly sliced. Alright, so I found my all-time favorite white fish, which I don't even know why I do this, because my body doesn't digest it very well, but Orange Roughy. Anyone that knows anything about Orange Roughy, it's very delicious. It's a very rare fish to find from New Zealand, so it's imported. Very low fat. It's only about 80 calories per 3 ounces or 4 ounces. However, with certain people, they can't digest it. You know, I know Jay Cutler used to eat like 5 pounds a day from Costco. I can only probably have about a pound a day max, because it has a particular fatty, waxy ester component in the actual protein. And basically what that does, it's almost like that fat burner back in the day, Ali, that basically would pass through you and you leak oil out of your rear end. So orange oil, that's why they call it Orange Roughy, because it's orange oil. So I found out if I eat over a pound, then unfortunately that side effect happens with me. But what I do is I'll balance it out with a cheaper fish like tilapia, which, yes, tilapia is a crappy quality fish, but its texture is pretty good. So I'll actually do a combination of these two to kind of balance it out, so I don't go overboard on the Orange Roughy, and I still have a white fish component from the tilapia. So
we're here at the Case, and it's empty. And Matt's super disappointed, because we usually get egg bagels here, and it's like his favorite, and he talks about them all the time, and we can never find them. So we came, and he's really sad. So
I don't know if you guys are familiar with egg bagels, but it's basically a plain bagel, but it's like really yellow and yolky like an egg, and it's chewy, and it's just delicious. And it sounds kind of weird, but I love egg bagels. I'm super let down that they don't have egg bagels. And I'm going to get one of these days, and I'm going to show you. But it's not here right now. So I'm a little disappointed. That's mainly one of the reasons we came here, from the egg bagels and the soda pop.
This grocery store is like 35 minutes from our house.
Super disappointed. But
we get the soda and the egg bagels here.
I didn't plan to incorporate as many bagels with this type of preparation for my lean down phase, because without being enhanced and all that stuff, I mean, I can't really get by with a bunch of cute food with like high glycemic carbs and all that stuff. I'm just really keep things really clean, but occasionally I might throw in an egg bagel, so I'll definitely keep you guys posted if I do that. Alright, so I want to talk about the subject of sweet potatoes and yams. That's like a super common bodybuilding food, and I've always incorporated yams off and on throughout preps, but each time I've done that, I've noticed a lot of bloat, the gas, and it doesn't digest well for me, and even a lot of other people that I help. And yams, when you think of yams, are usually orange, just the orange variety. However, from my research, there's actually not a lot of yams to be found in the United States. All of them are just varieties of sweet potato. So over here, I'll show you. Here is what is normally like an orange yam. This one is high fiber, high beta carotene, and actually low sugar content and more fiber than what is also known, we usually know these as sweet potatoes, which is more yellow, white skin, the flesh is white, not orange. These are actually less sweet, less fiber, and have more sugar content within the carb source. However, I found out that these, with my digestive system, don't bloat me, don't cause any GI distress. They are great. They aren't as sweet, and I actually like them a little bit more bland and mellow. So I'm going to do a lot of those regular sweet potatoes as prep. All right, guys, we are now at Whole Foods. This is the next day. We ran out of battery, and we were at the Glaciers Market for the last shopping trip. We're going to finish buying...
It's definitely Glaciers.
Glaciers? What did I say, Glaciers?
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
There's no ice out here.
And we're going to film the remaining grocery trip for phase 1 right now at Whole Foods, and we're going to show you some of the items to complete my phase 1. So let's go. All right, here we are in the dairy section. I'm a big fan of cottage cheese, always have been. Always the 2%. I feel 1% or non-fat is super gross. It just doesn't have a good texture. That 2% of fat seriously doesn't make it that fattening. It's a perfect combination of like texture and taste. So, thing is with cottage cheese, I've experimented with tons of different brands. Some brands just simply taste better. So I've done them all. And this brand, Knudsen, is that how you say it, Rachel? Knudsen?
Sure.
Knudsen?
I don't know.
This one with the small curd tastes phenomenal. Just the texture, everything, they got it down just right. There's been some brands that you'll find like some off brands or like grocery store generic brands. A little bit watery, the curd's thicker, just doesn't taste good. So we're gonna do this and we're gonna implement this in the diet. No reason not to. And if it comes to a point where I'm not getting results and my body just sucks that much and I have to cut out dairy, then I'll cut it out. But right now we're gonna keep it in. And we're also gonna get some Greek yogurt. Now what I've been doing here is I'm gonna implement a 0% non-fat Greek yogurt plain. So something like this Fage total 0%. For 1 cup, you get 23 grams of protein and only 9 grams of carbs. However, if you just eat it straight up and don't put any sweetener in it, it tastes like almost like sour cream. It's kind of not very good. So we're going to be adding flavored whey isolate to it, and we're going to make a pudding. And then not only do I add the flavored isolate to it, I'll add Tirani's syrup, Tirani's sugar-free syrup to it for a little bit more sweetener, like an almond roca flavor, or like a mocha or vanilla. And I'll do that and I'll show that to you at the next phase. For the first phase, turkey bacon. Now this isn't your normal turkey bacon as in like the cheaper stuff like Foster Farms or Jennie-O or whatever. This one's actually, I think 70% lower fat. The other ones are about 40%. And per slice, you're getting only 1.5 grams of fat and 6 grams of protein for just 1 slice. The other ones are like 2 grams of protein max. And what I'm gonna do with these is I'm gonna do something kind of different with them. I'm gonna add them to my diet meals, like my fish and rice and chicken and rice. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skillet fry them, get them really crisp, and basically get them brown and golden, put them on a paper towel, let them dry, soak up the grease, and then I'm gonna crumble them up, maybe 1 or 2 slices, depending what I put my macros at. And you're gonna make bacon crumbles all over your meal, and you're going to stir it inside your fish and rice. That's going to create your natural salt flavor, and it's basically like a seasoning without adding seasoning. Plus you get the crispy texture of bacon. So it's kind of a really cool way to spice up your bland diet foods, is adding homemade bacon bits. But I recommend the uncured version here of turkey bacon. This is at Whole Foods, so this is going to be like a cool little thing we'll have in my diet for a while, and then if I can't get results, I'm going to pull it. So try to get results off of fun food for as long as we can, obviously, and then we'll go from there. But outside at the skillet, this is that skillet I bought from Lowe's. It's like a huge commercial-sized skillet where you can cook a ton of stuff at once. So I come out here to cook like anything that's stinky or like permeates the house and makes your house smell. So I'm doing a lot of turkey bacon, so I'm going to do my turkey bacon on here, and then also my asparagus. I'm going to do asparagus on here. And I'm going to coat the skillet with avocado oil. Has a high smoke point. I think it's like 500 degrees. It's even higher than, I think it's higher than olive oil, obviously. And I don't know, it might be higher than coconut oil, or right there. So this is a great healthy fat to use, but I don't really care about the fat health. I just care about greasing up the skillet. So. So midway, we're just going to pepper these, because I love pepper. And then I'm going to put some sea salt.
Limited amount.
Yeah, limited amount of sea salt on my asparagus only, because obviously the turkey bacon is sodium laden. So, looking pretty good so far. Salt. I just flip them with a fork. I like my bacon, whether it's pork, which I never eat, or turkey, more on the crispy side than like flimsy and floppy and undercooked.
We have an escape artist over here, Smokey.
Got them perfect, just the way I like them. Nice and crisp. And I just lay them out on a paper towel, of course. And even, cool thing is whenever you grill asparagus or put them on the skillet, this is a cast iron skillet, so from all the times of cooking, it picks up so much flavor throughout that it kind of embeds the flavor into the asparagus, so the asparagus is going to have a nice flavor from the other meats that have been cooked on here, so pretty amazing. And I'll probably do this more efficiently and not burn myself, but
Why don't you use the tongs?
they're too big.
No, they're not. We have a small pair and a large pair.
So this is pretty much the gist of it, guys, and you're going to see right now with these first phases, well, however many phases I can milk this with. I really love adding this turkey bacon to all my main meals. Like I mentioned, it adds crispy texture and a little bit more flavor to each meal without adding a ton of fat. I mean, it's only a gram of fat, 1.5 gram per slice, 5 grams of protein. Alright guys, so we're going to break down phase one of my Smaller by the Day series, which actually is turning out to be a little different than that because I've gained a little weight since I started eating more and more meals. So, as you guys know, I was eating once a day for like 3 months. Just at night I was eating 1 to 2 feedings in like a 3-hour window, low protein, off everything, so I was in the worst situation possible. But now I'm going to pick everything up. I'm going to increase my meals to about, I think I have about 5 meals a day, and I'm going to increase my training intensity and see what we can do naturally. So here is the start of my phase one, and so what I'm going to do is I still do fast. I guess you could say I'm going to fast until noon. So I'll wake up, and I admit, man, I've been sleeping in. My testosterone has been low, so I've probably been sleeping in, a little depressed. But now I'm going to have a regimen where my wife and I are waking up at 7 a.m. I'm going to get up, do my cardio. So I'm going to do 15 minutes of cardio on my spin cycle. I'm not going to do anything crazy, like no crazy intervals right now or anything too intense, just mild. I'm going to do just different paces, but nothing too exerting. But for 15 minutes, first thing in the morning, do my vasoburn, all that stuff. Get done with that, take a shower, and just basically do emails and work. So I'll stay fasted. You know, usually whenever you do cardio, you want to do it for at least 30 minutes to actually tap into fat stores and everything like that. But, you know, my belief is since I'm only doing 15 minutes, but I'm staying fasted for another 4 hours before meal one, I'm still going to oxidize fat and liberate fat for fuel just while I'm at rest. So I'm at the computer from 8 till 12, so 4 hours. Now I'm going to have my first meal. And this is going to be pre-workout. So meal one starts at noon, and it's carb-free. So, you know, my thing behind that is honestly, I like training carb-free. I just feel more mental clarity. I don't feel bogged down. My stomach doesn't really feel bloated. I don't have fluctuating blood sugar levels. So, and also potentially if my insulin's lower, maybe I can still oxidize fatty acids during my exercise. So meal one, since it is at noon, it's not going to be breakfast. I'm going to start off with a chicken salad. And this is just 8 ounces of chicken breast, with arugula and spinach for the greens, and a nice little fat-free roasted garlic dressing. Minimal calories, only 10 calories, but tastes phenomenal. So I'm gonna get that down, and then it feels pretty good in my stomach, so I'm gonna hit the gym pretty much immediately after that. After I'm done training, it's my second meal. Pretty plentiful meal here. There's 2 cups of rice. Of course, my little additive of asparagus here. Right now it's only minimal greens because I have so much carbs. And 8 ounces of white fish, tilapia, orange roughy, cod. This is tilapia actually. And my 1 slice of turkey bacon that I crumble up over my meal to add flavor, add a little bit of texture, crunch. That's great. That's around 2 p.m. Also, this is kind of a cool little spice I use as hot sauce. We got it at a local place in Vegas called JoJo's Jerky. It's really hot though, it's like habanero. Put that all over there too. So now, next meal at 5 p.m., so 3-hour cadence. 14 ounces of sweet potato. And this is the sweet potato that is the white skin, or what they call it, yellow flesh, not the orange one that's known as a yam, but it's really not a yam. This is more mild in flavor, it's not as sweet, lower in fiber, a little bit more natural sugars, and it doesn't bloat me as easily. 8 ounces of chicken breast grilled on the Weber, minimal greens, and of course 1 slice of turkey bacon crumbled up over to add texture. Extra 3 to 5 grams of protein only adds 1 gram of fat. 8 p.m., same situation, 8 ounces of chicken, 8 ounces of various sweet potato. This is a purple sweet potato and a little bit of yellow. Honestly, the purple, the only difference from what I know is the richer the color, there's usually more potency and nutrition, so I think there's a little bit more antioxidants in here, flavonoids, polyphenols, or a couple of anthocyanins, whatever. There's a bunch of, a little bit more potency for nutrition in the purple, but the yellow is still great. Once again, 1 slice of turkey bacon to add flavor. Now moving on to the final meal of the night around 11 to 12 a.m., 2 slices of low sodium Ezekiel toast, 4 ounces of chicken breast kind of sliced up, shredded, arugula or spinach for some greens, and of course Dijon mustard, and I might even add sriracha. So a nice little chicken sandwich, and kind of a little dessert thing here. This is awesome. The texture is perfect. So this is 1.5 cups of Greek yogurt, and the Greek yogurt is 0% fat, and it's natural or plain, so it's kind of sour and no taste. This is a very good brand. I'm not even going to try to say the name. I'll probably butcher it. Another thing that would be comparable to this texture would be Fage, F-A-G-E, I think that's how you spell it. This texture is great. It's really thick. It's not watery. Like some of them you can just pour out water and it's kind of goopy and gross. This one's a really good texture. And then I mix either 1 scoop of True Nutrition protein, or I actually found this caramel corn from our buddy Lou from Divine Nutrition. The caramel corn's a great flavor, so I'll mix 1 scoop with the 1 cup of Greek yogurt, stir it in here, and this is like an amazing dessert pudding that yields about 50 grams of protein and 10 grams of carbs and 0 fat. So it's wonderful. And actually, you know what, to make it even a little bit tastier, I'll add a little bit of sugar-free, like Torani's or coffee sweetener that's sugar-free and calorie-free. I'll add it actually to this mixture and stir that up real nice. That's that. And with this breakdown, it's about, so it's 5 meals, all starting at noon, so I fast for about 12 hours, and it's about 336 grams of protein, about 295 grams of carbs, and 45 grams of fat. A lot different than my 2014 prep when I was enhanced and I was eating 800 grams of carbs and 400 grams of protein and all that stuff. And I'm doing cardio now. Not to mention I did cardio, so 15 minutes to start my day in the morning. And also I now do 15 minutes after meal 4. So before bed I do another 15 minutes on the spin bike, which honestly isn't bad because I'm watching YouTubes or I'm kind of staying entertained with TV. So 30 minutes total cardio a day, and it's only 15 minutes right now each set segment of it. So that's where I'm at right now, and we're just going to try to see if we can get results. Obviously with low testosterone and a hindered metabolism, probably from my beta blocker, I'm sure it's not going to make things any easier to get leaner. But this is our starting point. I'm going to show you now, what I do with my supplements next. But if you guys want to follow along and use this kind of as your own meal plan, because my thing is I'm going to try to get lean as I can by spring, summer. That's why it's called Smaller by the Day. But I might actually respond pretty favorably because if you think about it, I purposely set myself up for kind of a natural rebound effect. Even though there's no chemical enhancement, I was almost purposely catabolic. I was fasting 18 hours a day, maybe 20,
low testosterone, eating 100 grams of protein max. Now I flip the script. I'm eating 5 meals a day, an influx of protein. I'm training a little harder. And honestly, I was around 230, and then I kind of jumped up around 235 to 240 just from the past couple days eating more meals. So I'm kind of getting a mild anabolic effect just from the food now. So we're going to try to get as lean as we can from now until spring, summer, given that I can with my limitations as far as testosterone, whatever. Follow along, and you can include these meals as well, and then you can try to get lean with me, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Maybe we'll do a Q&A. If you guys have any problems, we can kind of troubleshoot together and kind of see where you're stuck at. But you can use this as a guideline for you. I'm kind of a normal person right now with no enhancement, no lipolytic effects from the growth hormone, all those other cool things. So it's going to be a journey on my supplementation protocol. So it's pretty extensive, but I'm going to run through everything I take every day. So as you guys know, I wake up at 7 now, and I stay fasted for about 5 hours before meal 1. In between the fasting period of 5 hours, I pulse amino acids. So I've been using this HumaPro, which is essential amino acids, and I also add 2 additional grams of Agipure L-leucine to this. You always want to get around 3 to 5 grams of L-leucine to spike mTOR levels and increase muscle protein synthesis. Since I'm fasted, I want to still stay, somewhat anabolic and anti-catabolic. So I'm going to use this, about every 3 hours if I'm not eating, this combination here. Also, this is a secret here. You're going to find out what this is soon. This is an MPA SUPS prototype here. This will optimize your cortisol levels, and I take 1 scoop of this prior to training. And you guys will love this. It's a hot cocoa flavor. So be on the lookout for this. It'll release really soon. All right, next we have D-ribose powder, which in my opinion is a super underrated supplement that a lot of people don't use. D-ribose is basically a sugar molecule. It doesn't act like a sugar though, really. Your body doesn't spike insulin from it. It actually helps lower blood glucose levels. But the cool thing about it is that it increases adenosine triphosphate. So it has many benefits. It can increase your endurance with exercise, but also helps with heart health too, cardiovascular health. A lot of people don't take enough of this. This is a kind of a pricey supplement. I now take 20 grams a day. So I take 10 grams pre-workout and 10 grams post-workout. This is just a normal Vitamin Shoppe brand, but Vitamin Shoppe's pretty high quality because they use third-party vendors to basically source out their products. They have other companies that are good, make it for them. So I use the Vitamin Shoppe brand. This is, of course, if you follow me, you know I love Palm Fruit by Botanical Craft. A wonderful product, multifaceted antioxidant. It's a fat-soluble antioxidant, so it's very rare to get this in the diet naturally. And it has 8 tocotrienols, or 8 isomers, of vitamin E. So you get all your tocotrienols and tocopherols. Great for heart health, great for circulation, you name it. This is a wonderful product. And how I actually take this is, maybe, I don't know if it's weird or whatever, but I just scoop it in my mouth and let it dissolve. It doesn't taste bad at all. So if not, it kind of sits above water, so you'll need to mix it with like a yogurt substance or a shake, but I just spoon it in my mouth. Next is New Chapter, wonderful company, turmeric force. So turmeric, obviously good for anti-inflammation, cardiovascular health, wonderful stuff. I take 1 pill of this a day. Ubiquinol, 200 milligrams. So coenzyme Q10, this is a little bit better than the regular form, known as ubiquinone. Ubiquinol is water soluble, works great. Take 1 of these a day for cardiovascular support. Also increases ATP production like the ribose. I take 1 Bayer aspirin a day now. Doctors recommends it for me, so I take this every day, 81 milligrams to keep my blood flowing. And PalmGuard, wonderful product. Jarrow Formulas is a great brand that I recommend. PalmGuard, obviously vascular health, circulation, antioxidant rich. It's a wonderful product. I do L-carnitine. This is a wonderful high potency one. For 1 tablespoon, there's 3 grams. That's huge. I do 3 grams of this pre-cardio, 3 grams of this pre-training, and 3 grams of this pre-cardio at night. So 9 grams a day of this stuff. Cardiovascular health for health benefit, and of course it can help liberate fat through the mitochondria. You can oxidize fat as fuel. Obviously the absorption is low. That's why I dose it so high unless you do an injection, which I'm not doing injections anymore. And Carlson's fish oil. This is, in my opinion, the best fish oil, one of the best fish oils you can get. Always get it, of course, in liquid form. It's super potent. The capsules, you just have to take too many. So I do 1 to 2 tablespoons a day, good for triglyceride levels and anti-inflammation, you name it. Keep it refrigerated, of course. And I have to take my beta blocker for my blood pressure. Like I said, metoprolol, obviously this is blocks beta receptors, beta 1 receptors, which could be very helpful for me for blood pressure, but not so helpful with the metabolism. So it's going to be interesting to see how I react and try to get lean kind of while I'm taking this stuff. So that's pretty much it for the supplementation of what I'm doing right now. I also do a lot of tea by Teavana, which is a sub company of Starbucks, I believe, and it's a wonderful tea. The flavors are super good. I do decaffeinated various flavors, and I sip this often since I don't do coffee really. So that's a wonderful product too. If you've ever been into the mall, they usually have a Teavana shop. You can check out samples and stuff. So that's pretty much it, and I might add new supplements here and there, and whenever I do, I'll update, obviously, the phase. I'll clue you guys in on the benefits of them and whatnot. Of course, you know, there's a lot of new MPA subs coming out on the horizon, and I always beta test things first, so I test it out in the prototype form, but everything MPA I'm going to be using, obviously, so I'll be breaking it down, the benefits of them, how to use them properly, etc. So if you guys have any questions, of course, always ask me, and I will be glad to answer them in detail. We're now coming towards the end of the night. I'm getting ready for my final 15-minute session of cardio on my bike over here. Just getting ready to take my 1 tablespoon, 3 grams of liquid L-carnitine. Like I mentioned, I'm taking this 3 times a day, so 9 grams total. And then, of course...
Don't put that on the table.
Ooh, my bad. Sorry, wife. And then, of course, I take my Vasoburn twice a day right now. So I got the carnitine down the hatch. Now I'm just going to go begin my cardio on Spin Cycle. I actually purchased this on Amazon. It was only like 250 bucks. Held up really well, even when I was like 270. No issues at all. So we're going to go kick some butt on that for about 15 minutes, and while I watch some Modern Family or whatever else we want to watch, and then we'll have our final meal. So let's go.
And then you get stuck.
Alright. So right now, I'm not going to do any real intense intervals. The resistance is right here, the resistance knob. So I keep it at a pretty decent tension to stimulate my quads and keep blood flowing. And then what I'll do is, during the 15 minutes, nothing calculated, I'll increase the resistance temporarily, where it gets kind of hard, and I'll stand up. And I'll just kind of do this by feel as often as I want. Obviously to keep it interesting so it's not so boring, but it's a little bit more challenging when you're standing up and pressing against the resistance. I'll just do this off and off for 15 minutes. It's super easy right now. Like I said, you got to start low, and then you can increase your variables. You don't want to start, 45 minutes, double sessions right out the gate with crazy intervals. So you won't have anywhere to go after that. So right now, we're going to do this. And then we'll increase the cardio by 5 minutes or whatever each session, or increase the intensity to keep the time frame the same. So always have places to turn to. And I am wearing a waist trimmer. Not to think that it's going to bring in my waist per se. Really just to keep my posture upright, because I have very terrible posture. And keep my breathing in check. So I don't think it's going to like spot reduce or anything weird. I will say it could facilitate more heat or blood flow in stubborn fatty areas potentially. So.
Smokey. Hi, baby.
Just wrapped up my 15 minutes of cardio. As you can see, I sweat a little bit, so it's still intense enough to actually feel like I'm doing something, accomplishing something. So here's my final meal. We already went over some of my meals in the phase earlier. It's my sandwich, which is just Ezekiel toast. Of course, my one slice of the delicious turkey bacon plus chicken and arugula. I love this sandwich. And then the concoction of the 0% Greek yogurt with the caramel corn whey isolate stirred in there, so it's been refrigerating so it thickens up a little bit. It's very good. And then I take my Carlson's fish oil, dose at bedtime, 1 tablespoon, which yields, oh gosh, 1,600 milligrams is in 1 teaspoon, so 1,600 milligrams times 3 teaspoons a tablespoon. It's basically like 12 soft gels of your normal like Costco or cheap Kirkland stuff. 1 tablespoon, way easier to take than 12 soft gels. So it's actually giving you a dose that you actually might feel some anti-inflammation from instead of, a lot of people don't feel or notice fish oil, but I notice they just don't take enough of it. So a tablespoon of this is literally like 9 to 12 soft gels. Highly recommended. This is going to conclude my meals for the day. It's around 11:45 p.m. I'm also going to take my melatonin. I take 10 milligrams. Kind of a heavy dose, but I don't sleep very well, and it seems to work for me. So then we'll conclude today, and we'll keep filming throughout the series, and keep you updated on my progress and whatnot. Thanks.